Hey folks, welcome back to the cabin. This week on Karl's Off the Grid, we are in search of water. And I've been kind of skeptical about this method. I've heard of a lot of old timers using it, and I've always wondered if this really works or not. And that is, we are going to be using wicking rods. And what I've done is I've gone ahead and made my own, and I'll show you what I have. It's just a piece of steel that's put at a 90-degree angle, and for handles I just have a hollow piece of copper pipe. I've seen a lot of guys even use like big pens. They'll take the ink portion out and just use that. The main thing is you don't want your hands touching that steel. You want the steel to be able to move around at its own free will and go where it wants to go. I don't know if this is going to work. So far I've been walking around here out in the woods in front of the cabin, and I haven't found anything yet. This is going to be kind of a short trip for me, so I was hoping that this would happen quick, but it looks like nature doesn't always cooperate with what we want to do. This weekend is one of my daughter's wedding showers, and so I wanted just to quick get up here and see what I could do, try my hand at finding a source of water. Next week or the week after, we are going to actually drive a sand point, and I did go into town today and I bought the sand point, and I can show you what that looks like. You need basically for a well, all that you need is a sand point, some driver couplings, and then some galvanized piping and a driver cap. And I'll demonstrate all that stuff in a future video. This video I just want to dedicate to finding the source first, and then we're going to really put it to a workout and see if this is really a myth or if it does work. So and then stay tuned. At the end of this video, even though it's a short video, I've got some clips. A lot of subscribers have been asking me for wildlife clips, and I've got just a few clips. The animals are first starting to really move again in this area. I think the wolves have finally moved out. For the longest time I didn't get anything on my trail cameras, but I'll share those that with you at the end of this video, and I think a lot of you will find it interesting what we all have on film. So all right, let's go to the backyard of the cabin, and I will set up the camera and let's see if we can find anything there. That'd be cool if we found something close to the cabin. I'd like to keep everything centrally located. Check this out. Oh yeah, we struck gold. Look where these rods are right now. Let me get steady again. See how the rods are facing each other? That is right where your water source is. Let's see which way this is running. And it looks like it's running pretty much as I walk straight towards the camera. As I walk away from the camera, the rods, I don't know if that camera can pick it up, but they're just spinning in any which direction. We'll go a little bit closer. And right there, that's where we have water. And look how close we are to the garage. And the cabin is literally about 10 feet off of where the camera's sitting right now. So this is supposed to be water. When they point towards each other, you are right over the main stream or the main pocket of water. As you walk away, let me get my hands down because my hands, let's start over. Okay, right there. Right there we've got it. And watch as I walk away. See how the rods spin out? I hope that's catching on the camera. But I tried to wear a dark shirt because I thought with a dark shirt that maybe you could see these lighter color rods. But there we are right over the spot where we're going to drill, or we're going to pound the sand point through. And as I walk even a step away, look how the rods have changed. We'll put this to test. We'll see if this is real or not. I pray to heaven that it's real, because I've got a little bit invested in the pipe and the sand point. I don't have the pipe here yet, but let's go in the garage and I'll show you what a sand point looks like. Or actually, I'll bring the sand point out here. It might be a little bit easier for the lighting and everything. All right, I want to show you what I picked up today at the hardware store there in Iron River. So basically what we have is we've got, these are galvanized steel drive couplings. I was told do not use regular galvanized couplings. They have to be the drive couplings. They're made to be shock resistant. And I went ahead and I picked up a couple of those. We're going to need the galvanized pipe, which they were out of, and I have it on order. I'll show you it in the next video when we actually drive the point. We picked up a pitcher well, or a pitcher pump, I should say. And we're going to have this as being an old school pump that's going to be inside of our bathhouse, where we're not surrounded by mosquitoes or anything. And that way, when you're inside, you can pump to your heart's content and not have to worry about getting carried away by bugs. And eventually, the reason I want to have that inside the bathhouse is because if all the stars align right, we're going to want to put a siphon jet pump in there and run it off our solar power so that we don't have to pump out the water by hand. And lastly, we have the sand point. And if you notice, it comes to a tip, and then there is a series of screens that go through all these perforated holes that filter out any sand or debris that might be under the ground in the water. And then it is threaded so that we can take our drive couplings, thread this on, and then drive pipe in 5-foot increments. But I'm not gonna share too much of that too early. I'll share that with you next week in next week's video when we go ahead and start driving for the well. And I'm pretty excited for that. It's gonna be cool to see how that all turns out. But yeah, so that's basically what I have picked up today. Like I said, I'm in a rush to get back to the festivities for my daughter. We're excited for her and her fiance. They've dated quite a few years, so it's nice to see them tying the knot. It'll be nice to have another addition to the family. I'm looking forward to my new son-in-law. So anyways, for those of you that are interested in the outdoor footage, I've had a lot of people in the comment section request me showing some footage of what types of animals we have here at the cabin. And I've got kind of some cool video footage that I took this past week out in the woods, and I'll share that with you. And when that's all done, I guess that's going to end it for today's video. It's going to be short but sweet, but I didn't want to leave you guys out hanging wondering where the heck I've been at, so I thought this would at least be something short and cool to share with you. So we'll catch you next week on Karl's Off the Grid. Enjoy these outdoor scenes.